गुड मॉर्निंग फ्रेंड्स। आप सबका स्वागत है आपके इस चैनल पे। आज संडे है, वीकेंड है। आप सभी इंजॉय कर रहे होंगे और साथ ही साथ आप लोग पढ़ाई भी कर रहे होंगे, एज आई होप। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं आज का आर्टिकल डिस्कशन। एक्चुअली संडे को, अब एवरी संडे को हम टॉपिक ऑफ द डे डिस्कस करेंगे, जिसमें एक इम्पॉर्टेंट क्रूशियल चीज जो वर्ल्ड में हो रही होगी उसे हम डिस्कस करेंगे। उनके प्रोज एंड कॉन्स जानेंगे, उसका मल्टी डायमेंशनल प्रॉब्लम्स, कंसर्न्स, वे फॉरवर्ड जानेंगे, ताकि हम अपने आंसर में एक अच्छा कंक्लूजन निकाल सकें। और इट विल डेफिनेटली हेल्प यू एट द एंड ऑफ द डे। एंड अदर थिंग इज दैट कि एवरी डे ऑलमोस्ट 12 से 13 मिनट का सेशन होता है, बट इट मे बी कंटेन ऑलमोस्ट 15 मिनट। So, but I hope you all will be stick with me. So start करते हैं। एंड बिफोर स्टार्टिंग द डे, आज का वर्ड ऑफ द डे होने वाला है आर्बिट्ररी। इसका मीनिंग होता है मनमाना, मनमाना तरीका से, आसान भाषा में समझे तो चलिए आज डिस्कस करते हैं अपना आर्टिकल आज का। तो आज का आर्टिकल है हाउ टू काउंटरिंग क्लाइमेट चेंज इन अ एफिशिएंट मैनर, रेजिलिएंट मैनर। तो इसे आज हम जानेंगे, सीखेंगे। थोड़ा आप लाइन पे रहिएगा। एक्चुअली टेक्निकल एरर आ गया था, मैं चेक करता हूँ कि वीडियो साफ आ रही है या नहीं।
चेक करता हूँ
ठीक
कि
है,
वीडियो
सब ठीक है। तो चले, देर इज समथिंग हैपनिंग अराउंड 20th of December when International Panel on Climate Change released their seventh assessment report on the climate change, on the extreme weather event facing world, and at the same time India facing extreme event in 2022 in a large scale. What is the meaning in large scale? That there is heat wave occur in India, there is drought in India, there is severe rainfall in India, when these all are in 2022. So 2022 is also a landmark year for India, when they fall many pitfalls in 2022 related to climate change. So, and world also face, in the world there are many shortcomings, problems we face related to climate change. As we see in the case of Australia, there is bushfire in the wild. There is another fire in 2020 in Amazon rainforest, biggest rainfall forest in the world. There is a frequent fire happening in California, USA. These are the fire problem. There are also a fire problem happening in Croatia border, Belgium border, and in the European Eastern Europe. These are the fire problem. Flooding problem, as we know, the many small islands and island country facing in a frequent manners. But perhaps one thing is important, that can we can we decrease this these evolutions, these problems. So these are the questions, many questions we have feared in this session, and many apprehensions we long to be fixed in the long future. But from that we have to starting from our introduction sessions of the climate change. So what is climate change? Climate change, is that there is a greenhouse gases in our environment, like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, and carbon monoxides, like that. And these are the resultant of our bad behaviors, activities from industries, our daily activities, our surroundings problems, our polluted effects, and pollutant goes in our environment, and those were polluted our environment, and after that they impacted our ozone layers, and they affected our climates. These are the phenomena. What their result impact on earth, how? Ultimately, there is severity on first we faced temperature rising, because temperature rising in the last some year we faced many. After 2010, 2010 के बाद we faced almost 1.5 degree plus temperature. But what is important, there is a benchmark set by many forums like Paris Climate Summit 2015, Rio Summit in 1992, that there is must to be a setup of our threshold limit of temperature not going beyond the 1.5 degree in Rio Summit 1992, and in 2015 Paris Summit there is a threshold limit setup is 2 degrees Celsius. That we don't be cross that limit, otherwise world face several consequences, severe consequences. These are the things. But what is the backdrop behind this? Many. First, this situation when arise from the backdrop of industrial revolutions from 18th century in Europe. Europe made multiple machinery, modern techniques developed in Europe to produce products, services, to provide the common persons. But at the same time, there is also cons, and cons is the bad elements producing, I mean bad smokes, other resultants parts of other substitutes are originating from industries, and they are condensed for a long time, and after 1960 they are their resultants occur in our ozone layers, and after that the many greenhouse sorry extreme weather events happening in a frequent manner. So these are the our past features. What in the present there is many summits happening in the world under which we determined uh, our threshold limit of climate temperature not to be rose above those limit. But there is things, as we discussed earlier. One thing, let's understand why we don't achieve this agenda to contain climate change. There is problem that developing and developed countries knows working properly together. And why this will be happening? Because there is a things as we know CBDR. What is the full form of CBDR? Common but differentiated responsibility. It means the world want to focus on climate change, whole world, okay? But at the same time with multiple vision. There must be a different setup for different respective country. Let's suppose for India, China, USA, they want to contain global warming situation well, because they are the big country. At the same time some are developing and some are developed. But for the long, for the poor countries, though those are unsustainable in this environment, what about that? So for that there is things like uh, sometime belligerent effect in between those country developing and developed occurs, and the result be seen. But ultimate impact, domino effect, will be seized on the common people. So there is no time for fighting between us. As per the article suggest, this is the time to focus on our nationally determined contribution NDC, which are proposed in 2021 Glasgow Summit, COP26 Summit, in which there is allocation of fund under which all developed country put their money to that fund, and those money under the fund will be given to the needy developing countries, those countries who want to done something for contain this climate change effect through the multiple schemes, their multiple programs, their multiple uh, mm, awareness programs in their respective country. But at we see United Nations before that year, this year all is good, but before this year, not agree to give fund to that that NDC. This type of things happening, and as we know, NDC all signatories are the same who are in the Paris Summit 2015, and ultimate goal is to focus on climate goal. And what is our climate goal? Climate goal is to don't breach 1.2 degrees Celsius limit, and this will be happening up up to 2050 2050. And India focus is to done these all things up to 2030, especially NDC. And at the end of the day, what is the problem we lies ahead after these consequences of the climate change? As we know, there is a natural fallback already, as we seen in the many cases. Also economical losses, our resources crunch were a big problem after the climate change occur. And if we don't we focus to ensure the better way to contain this, there is nothing will be result fruitful for us, for the world. After all, let we discuss something important. uh, what world can do. Okay, so there is two things. I hope you understand the Venn diagram in mathematics. Suppose this is the Venn diagram, one. This is the adaptation method, this is the mitigation method. I hope you know about adaptation and mitigation, which is our uh, elementary, which is mentioned in our elementary geography book of class 7 8. So under which, what is just discuss, adaptation method is just a short term goal preparation, mitigation is a long term goal preparation. This is the temporary, but it is the permanent. Okay, but a whole world want to focus on the permanent goal like mitigation, but for immediately adaptation also needed. Why? Let's suppose there is a cyclone arousing in Orissa, and there is a prospect that almost 180 km per hour winds going to be blown. For that sake of time, is central government or a state government try to focus on mitigation plan? No, they want to focus on the adaptation plan, because these are the long short term goal. And if we going to the focusing on the long term goal for now, what are the consequences faces those innocent people? So we have to focus on the adaptation plan. What is the adaptation plan for the now on the sake of that situations? This plan is to rehabilitate those people to the better place. We have to ensure the food to that peoples. We have a wonderful coverage of the funds or incentivizations or a corpus fund to those who died or injured in those cyclone. These are the adaptation plan. Okay, and at the same time we understand mitigation plan. What is mitigation plan? Mitigation plan is a long term focus under which we done something like we focus on clean energy environment, we focus on the water and energy security for our future generations, we have to focus our demarcation of the coastal areas, we have to sorry, no, we have to focus uh, on how to maintain a green environment throughout the earth, how to increase mangrove plantations around the coastal area, how to protect, how to flourish our marine life of the ocean, because these are the very important for our sustainability of the ecological system. Ecological balance is important when we seen in the case of whole environment friendly. So these are the mitigations plan. Adaptation plan is a short term goal like demarcations of the coastal area. There is a something a new technique. No, these are the things, and many other like small programs, early warning systems. At the same time, under circle of the Venn diagram, there is some things like we need to ensure green energy. We need to ensure awareness awareness program under which people learn better things to how our responsibility to our environment, to our earth. And uh, other thing is how all world come on a same platform and work for the earth. Because we don't if we don't done this, the consequences no one facing on the people or on the organism of the Mars. Ultimately we face the consequences. And if we don't done something important in order to contain these um, arising problems in some next year, after 100 years there is a no more a homo sapiens belonging into the earth. This is the mentions in article, it is not my words. Because at the end of the day there is no food we have to eat, because climates don't provide a better way. There is a soil health problem also, under which we use the ultimate fertilizer to the earth, and the those fertilizer affect our foods, and the foods are now we consume are totally what. Poisonous for us. So we have a multiple diseases. So these are the things which are the mentioned in article. Many way forward, like we need to improve our soil health. We need to be a better infrastructure for a smooth mobility. We have a clean energy goal. We have a unique recycling model under which we recycle all non-biodegradable things. We have to uh, consume less meat food and going toward the organic food. These are the things, and these all things are helpful to us to achieve Paris goal 2015. आई होप आपको ये लेक्चर अच्छा लगा होगा, आपने काफ़ी चीज़ जाना होगा। माफ़ी चाहता हूँ ये वीडियो 5 मिनट लंबा हो गया, लेकिन काफ़ी चीज़ें आपको समझ में आई होगी। और मैं आशा करता हूँ आप इन चीज़ों से काफ़ी चीज़ सीखेंगे, और मैं अपने आप को बेहतर बनाने का कोशिश करूँगा। सो थैंक यू टू लिसनिंग मी। और डेली आप 9 बजे ही ज्वाइन करें, और मिलते हैं कल। ये वीडियो डेली मैं डालने का कोशिश करूँगा, एंड अनफॉर्चुनेटली कुछ होता है तो उस टाइम पे मैं आपको इन्फॉर्म कर दूँगा। थैंक यू टू जॉइनिंग मी गाइस, लव यू ऑल। ओके, गुड बाय, जय हिंद।